I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back if you're one of my regular visitors here. If this is your first visit, a very big welcome to you. I really hope you enjoy my style of astrology. I try and keep it simple, understandable, and entertaining. And I just think that it's easier to learn when it's fun. Astrology should be fun. And today, in particular, I'm going to be talking about the new moon that we have in Scorpio, and it's on Monday, November the 13th, 2023. So a new moon in Scorpio. The very interesting transit that we have with this particular new moon, and this is the one that you're going to hear a lot of astrologers talking about, especially over the next few days, is the opposition between our planet of war, of energy, of action, of assertion, of aggression, and of sexuality, Mars. Now, Mars is in opposition in Scorpio, the sign that it co-rules with Pluto. And it's in opposition to transiting retrograde Uranus in Taurus. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, Uranus is the planet of shocks, the unexpected. It's the planet of electricity, of anything kind of electronically technical. It's the planet that also rules astrology. And it can literally, because it's in Taurus, bring earth movement, earth changes, like earthquakes. But Mars is a planet about anger and aggression. And also there's something about secrets and lies. And, you know, my feeling with Mars in Scorpio conjunct this new moon, we have to remember a new moon traditionally brings us opportunities for new beginnings. We know what is happening in the world. We know very well what is happening in the world. And there are a lot of very quite simply frightening and challenging and difficult situations that the powers that be, the world leaders, etc., are trying to calm down. With this particular energy, all I can say is thank goodness it's not a full moon, because it could be a lot worse, but it is a new moon. So maybe we will see a surprising breakthrough, a surprising twist or turn to events that we fear would go the way that is not good, the way that is bad. I just want to remind you that once I've done this brief overview, I am going to be doing your individual zodiac signs to tell you exactly what part of your life, your chart, you can expect this new moon energy to be playing out. And they will be time-stamped by the wonderful Jerry, and also probably by several of you, because there are several of you now who shall be nameless because I can't remember how many of you there are, but you've all been doing wonderful timestamps. Sometimes they differ a bit and people tell you off for getting it wrong, but you know what? I'm just super grateful that you do it at all. And I'm truly super grateful that Jerry does it for me, because, you know, it does give you quick access to finding out where this new moon energy is going to be residing in your chart and your life, and also where this Mars-Uranus energy is going to be, because that's really the big news of this new moon. But also I want to remind you that actually on the new moon, which is the 13th, which is next Monday, I'm recording this on Monday, the 6th of November. but it probably won't be uploaded by my wonderful Jerry, my wonderful technician. It won't go up probably till about Wednesday. So you'll be seeing this at the earliest on Wednesday. But I do think with this new moon that we have to be mindful on a personal level. So I've talked briefly about what might happen on the world stage. When I do the live next Monday night, the 13th, I will look at all these energies in a slightly broader sense, because I will look at some of the other energies connected with the new moon, other than just this Mars-Uranus opposition. Because obviously I'm going to go through each of your individual signs today, so I don't need to do that again on Monday. But if you haven't joined me for one of my lives, please join me. They are such fun. We really do have a laugh. I never know how they're going to unfold. They just have an absolute life of their own. And so, you know, if you've not seen one of those yet, check them out, and check out the replays, because they're up there on my channel. And also the day before the new moon, on the Sunday the 12th, I will be doing my live stream forecast for the week ahead from Sunday the 12th of November till the following Saturday. And with that reading, I always do a tarot card for each individual zodiac sign. So I do every single day during the following week of what you could expect to unfold. And of course, each individual zodiac sign, I will give you a tarot card for the week ahead. And do let me know how yesterday's, which is Sunday, the 5th of November, how that unfolded, and whether the card that I drew for you was appropriate or whether it made sense. So let's come back to the energy of this new moon, because we've got the new moon in Scorpio conjunct at 20 degrees. Now remember, Scorpio is a fixed sign. Scorpio opposite Taurus, of course, which is where we've got Uranus retrograde. Now remember, Taurus is also a fixed sign. What you want to look for in your own charts, if you know the degrees of your charts, you need to look for 20 degrees, anything from 18 degrees through to about 24, because this new moon will be aspecting quite challengingly anyone who has points on those fixed angles. So that would be Scorpio, Taurus, also Leo, and also Aquarius. So look out for that. So what else have we got going on in this new moon? Because Mercury, our planet of communication, that of course is now in Sagittarius by the time of the new moon, is making a lovely sextile, which is helpful to Venus, our planet of love, relationship, attraction, self-worth, in one of the signs it rules, Libra. So Mercury making this sextile to Venus in the event chart, and at this point, because I forgot to bring it up, the wonderful Jerry will be elevating the chart of the new moon up into the corner above my finger. Now I have requested that he makes it a little larger, as it was a little small. So hopefully this time it will be a little larger. But this chart shows you the houses. And remember, I use universal time. So that is based in London, Greenwich Mean Time. And we have cardinal energy on the 4 quadrants of this new moon, which is interesting considering the new moon itself is in a fixed sign with fixed energy, because The ascendant of this chart, which is a rising sign, is Capricorn. Capricorn, on the whole, always succeeds. They work very hard at getting to the top of their particular challenge, their challenging mountain. And so on the descendant, we have the sign of Cancer, that is a water sign, that is also cardinal. Now, what I mean by cardinal is that these cardinalities in signs, so we have Libra on the midheaven, Aries at the bottom of the chart, Capricorn on the ascendant, Cancer on the descendant, they're all proactive. So there is something in this chart that is saying what it takes to shift the energy of what could get stuck, fixed, and in a kind of no-win situation around the energy of this new moon because of this Mars-Uranus opposition could be where we get on a personal level, I'm right, you're wrong. And the other person saying, well, I'm right and you're wrong, metaphorically speaking. And because it's fixed energy, nobody budges and everybody thinks they're right. And people get stuck in the problem and find it difficult to find the solution. Where do we find the solution in this new moon energy? Remembering that new moons are about bringing in new opportunities, new things, manifesting. And one of the things that I've talked about a lot in the previous couple of lives I've done is about the need for all of us to, in a sense, send Reiki to the future. Reiki or healing, it doesn't matter whether you do Reiki or not, whether you're a Reiki practitioner, level 1, 2, 3, master trainer, send Reiki to the future. Reiki for peace, calm, and common sense, not only on the world stage, but also on a personal level. Because I do think the days leading up to the new moon and the few days beyond it are going to be quite challenging for everyone in various ways. In fact, by the time this video is uploaded on hopefully Wednesday the 8th, you may also already be noticing that you're getting into stuck, difficult, fractious kind of energy, whether it's at work, whether it's with a loved one, but just challenging stuff going on. The cardinality of this chart tells us there's a way out. We have to find the solution to the problems that either we're caught in or we're seeing the world stage caught in. And let's hope that that doesn't erupt into something that is more serious than it needs to be. So that's where I'm imploring all of you, and I know all of you that watch me and all of you that watch any of these kind of the astrologers that we have, the excellent astrologers that we have on YouTube, and the intuitives and the channelers, that we're all praying for peace. We have to pray for peace. We have to absolutely send that intention out. You know the story of the butterfly. A butterfly waves its wings, flaps its wings in China, and a hurricane happens on the opposite side of the world, because everything has an effect on everything else. Therefore, our collective intent on peace collectively in the world, on the world stage, and on a personal level, in whatever situations we find ourselves, then, we become the butterfly wings. So if you think of one thing, think of being the butterfly wings. This Mercury sextiling Venus shows that there is need for some sensitive discussions and truth within the realms of relationships, if relationships are getting a little bit sticky. Truth and truth with the self. Being and seeing that you are being authentic in your dealings with those that you may have a problem with. Most of the problems in life are caused by people not seeing the reality of situations, getting caught in reaction, getting caught in envy, unconscious envy, in power and control. I'm sure you've all heard of the term gaslighting. This might be something that we see around and about on a personal level with this kind of energy. Those in relationships that they've not perhaps been aware that they are being unconsciously controlled by the other, that those people within that sort of framework, you need to step back and think, if you feel that perhaps you are being controlled, if you notice kind of unusual behavior in a loved one. Ooh, they trying to control me? Are they making me feel things that feed into some part of myself that perhaps belongs to the inner frightened child? Are they gaslighting me? Have a think about that. That could be around with this new moon energy because it's Scorpio. Scorpio can be about control. Now, the other energy we've got going on is that the new moon in Scorpio is trining Neptune in Pisces. Now, Neptune is still retrograde and it's in our third house of communication. You'll see that up on the chart. And a trine from the new moon is seemingly good, but I just think that somehow it's meaning that actually we're not paying attention to where others actually may be lying to us, controlling us, not enabling us or empowering us to do what we are here to do, to be in charge of our own lives and live our authentic self. Just be aware of that energy, because I do think that is around in this new moon. Also, Saturn in Pisces, which of course is newly direct. Now, Saturn, remember, is our planet of restriction, our planet of containment, our planet of timing. Now, Saturn is actually making a hard square to Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about truth. Saturn in Pisces is trying to put boundaries into something that seems quite boundary-less or boundary-lessness, however we say it. And so tough self-talk is needed, tough self-analysis. Look in a mirror. What is being projected onto you that is making you feel perhaps fearful or controlled by another? Saturn can be about control. So just be mindful of that. The other thing, before I get on to your individual signs, is that the North Node, of course, now in Aries, and the North Node, which is about our destiny, where our soul is being drawn towards, our destiny, our soul path. The North Node is now conjunct Aries, who's that feminine energy known as a bit of a troublemaker. Is somebody trying to dull your sparkle? You know, this is like a new moon that is being kind of gaslit by the other energies. And Chiron is also widely conjunct Aries and the North Node. Chiron is that wound, that inner wound. It's like somebody finds a way through to trigger that part of you, that wound that makes you kind of crumble. I'm going to say more of this when I do the live on Monday, because for now, I want to actually move on to your individual signs. So at this point, the lovely chart is going to magically disappear. How cool is that? Hopefully, it was a bit bigger so that you could actually see it. And thank you, Jerry. I know you do your best. I really do. So as not to confuse you, Jerry, with the timestamps, we are now going to do Aries. Aries, for you, it is in your 8th house. Now, this, of course, is the Scorpio house. So you, of all the signs, have really got to be careful that somebody is not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. And by that, I mean somebody in your environment is conning you, being deceptive, showing you kind of a wonderful new opportunity and way forward. But is it? There's something here. What I'm feeling is it's like something that isn't quite real. And I think I said this a little bit in my live on Sunday the 5th about this energy of not really seeing something as it, looking a gift horse in the mouth, something not being as it truly seems. I think there are opportunities for you, Aries, and there are good opportunities, and you've got the ambition and the energy to follow them. But I think you've got to do a little bit of background checking, especially if you're going to be doing this with another. So make sure that everything is fairly dealt with on a financial level. You don't want any financial shocks. Remember, your opposite sign there is Taurus, and Taurus has Uranus in it. So Uranus, of course, is in your financial sector, causing upsets and shocks. So all I'm saying, Aries, is be mindful that somebody is being fair to you about money. Now, let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, for you, it's in your 7th house of significant relationships. Taurus, you're pretty strong. You are pretty good at knowing when somebody is trying to hoodwink you. What is your gut telling you about one particular relationship? Because if your gut feeling is saying, there's something here that doesn't feel quite right. They are offering me the world. They are saying, look at this wonderful opportunity. Let's go for it. It's going to be so wonderful because Uranus in your sign is saying, take advantage of all these unexpected twists and turns that comes along. Not all twists and turns take you down the right path. So this new moon, I'm really asking you to double check everything. Read the small print, Taurus. Now let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, for you, it's in your 6th house. This is the house of service to others. It can also be pets and small animals, and it's also our day-to-day working routine. It's also giving to charity. Can you hear Chanticleer? Yeah, I'm back. I'm back in this room where we get Chanticleer because I've still got all the doors and windows open. So it's lovely to have that energy coming back in again. Oh, thank you, Chanticleer. There he goes again. Gemini, I digress. Gemini, this is about an opportunity for you to resolve a health issue, but make sure you don't take shortcuts. You're in a hurry. You're in a hurry with something. It might be to do with somebody else that you have to take care of. And Chanticleer is agreeing. Don't be in a rush. Don't take shortcuts. Make sure that you check that you go down each avenue that needs to be explored in helping this particular person. And this could be a family member. It could be someone who is a very close, significant relationship. It could be a parent, a child. Don't take any shortcuts. This requires serious attention, and you're being offered a new way forward. So let's now move on to Cancer. Cancer, for you, it's in what I call the house of fun. It's the 5th house. It's Scorpio. It's a new moon. On one level, it's saying, I think you just want to go out there and actually have fun. But it seems that at the moment it comes at a price. There is something going on in your world that is causing you some disharmony. There is something that is happening that is just not quite clear. Somebody is being disruptive in your life. Yet Chanticleer agrees. It's like you can see where you want to get to, and you're a cardinal sign, and you've got all these plans of all these creative ideas that you've got that you want to start initiating. But it's almost like there's a child, and that might be a metaphorical child or an adult who is behaving or has become like a child, who is holding you back in some way, who keeps going, pulling at your jacket or your coat and saying, what about me? I need help. Can you help me first before you do that? Chanticleer agrees. Chanticleer never lies. Now let's move on to Leo, my lovely lions. Leo, it's in your 4th house of home and family. Have you been making some changes at home? Have you been receiving visitors from far off? And there seems to be something bittersweet about whatever might be going on or have been going on at home. It's offering you a way out, but the way out or the way forward comes at a price. And you have to decide, Leo, whether you're prepared to pay that price. Because the price could involve a move of house, even a move of country. It's something that is connected on some level with your working environment. And it's quite it shocks you awake. So you have to decide, is it worth the price that you have to pay? That's what I'm picking up, Leo, with this particular new moon. Now I'm moving on to Virgo. So Virgo, for you, it's in your 3rd house of communication. Virgo, you can be sometimes, you're not always, when you talk a lot. You are very detailed in the way you describe what you're doing. And once you get onto your particular topic, there's no stopping you. There's no holding you back. This new moon is something that you really want to develop. It feels there's a subject or a topic that you want to talk about, and you really want to dig deep down to the sort of depths of understanding of this particular topic. And, you know, because you've got that Uranus in your 9th house of higher learning and higher education. Some of you may be thinking about studying astrology, and you may be looking at courses to actually kind of enroll for. And remember, I've got my beginner's guide to understanding your natal chart available to download and buy on my my website, pennydix.com. So, and while you're there, check out the calendar for 2024, the moon calendar, which you can download. You have to buy it. Nothing comes for free. No free lunches in this world, I'm afraid. But it's very reasonable, and the lovely Andrea Britton has designed it, and it's a really cool thing to have. And so, but I digress, because Virgo, I think there is something that you want to learn, but is this actually the right time? Have you got too much going on your plate? Is there too much going on in your 7th house of significant relationships that is really causing you to have to review things, to have to kind of slow down a bit? Because I'm thinking about Saturn going direct in Pisces. It's been bringing changes to do with your significant relationships. So that's just some of the energy that might be getting in the way of you actually learning something new that you'd really like to kind of really develop. Let's move on to Libra. Because for you, Libra, it's in your 2nd house of finance. But the 2nd house, Libra, is also about how you, the work you do and how you make your money. It's Scorpio. You know, this makes me think that some of you might make quite good detectives, because you like to actually find out the interesting results and things that are hidden. And some of you might be trying to solve a particular problem at the moment. And that's cool. But remember, Uranus is in your 8th house. It's causing a lot of disruption with joint finances and joint assets. And I think you might find that any new ventures that you've got could have unexpected and unforeseen expenses that you really hadn't budgeted for. So just be aware of that, Libra. Now we move on to Scorpio. Well, Scorpio, of course, this new moon is in your, well, it's in your 1st house, isn't it? And it's all about, and I've written it down wrongly here, so that's going to get me totally confused. The 1st, and then Sagittarius is going to be the 12th. Just excuse me while I do this a minute. 12th, 11th. I thought something looked wrong. 10th. Oh dear. You're so patient with me. And 9th. There we are. Got it right. Okay, so let's see. Scorpio, this is in your 1st house. So Scorpio, you see, I can't do 2 things at once. Even though I'm a woman, I can multitask. Trying to sort of, I have that thing called, is it sort of dyscalculosis or something about numbers and figures? So I had to do it now. I've also got a bit of ADHD, I think. One of my subscribers said, do you suffer from ADHD? ADHD, I can't even say it. And I said, you know, I've thought about that myself, and I tick quite a few of the boxes. But anyway, on and back to Scorpio. Scorpio, for goodness sake, be super mindful you don't fall out with somebody you really don't want to fall out with. Try not to be too fixed about anything that is going wrong. Try not to be too fixed about anything that happens that is quite shocking, surprising with loved ones, because there could be stuff going on that really is challenging at the moment. Scorpio, you will get through this. This too shall pass. And try to, and as I always say, respond to situations and not react, because otherwise it's just going to really kind of quite break you. And there's even though it's a new moon, and I know it's about new things and manifesting and bringing in, but this is a challenging new moon. If there are any secrets that are coming out at the moment, then it might be best to come clean before somebody reveals something that you have been keeping to yourself. That's all I'm going to say to you, Scorpio, because now I'm going to move on, and I've got it in the right house, to Sagittarius. And for you, it's in your 12th house. So this is about the inner you. So for all the signs, or for all of the signs, Sagittarius, this is more about how you see you and how you receive how other people react to you and how they might project onto you. Because, you know, Sagittarius, you're quite a happy-go-lucky sign. You're really good at being kind of out there and adventurous and just kind of jogging along and being fun. You're fun, Sagittarius. But there's something about this new moon that, oh gosh, I think you're going to discover things that you really would rather not know, and you'd really just wish that that friend hadn't told you that. Now you've got to keep it as a secret, and it makes it more difficult to move forward. It's that kind of energy. So just to be aware of that. Now let's move on to Capricorn. So for you, Capricorn, it's in your 11th house. Now the 11th house is about the kind of collective community. It can be our hopes and wishes. It can be all those wonderful projects that we really want to launch and haven't kind of initiated yet. For you, Capricorn, this is a less personal energy. And so I don't feel that, like with some of the other signs, it could affect them personally. I think for you, Capricorn, you're almost in the role of holding it together for everybody else. So any friends you've got under any of the other zodiac signs, you might be the one that's saying, look, let's sit down and talk about this. Let's see if we can sort this. You are going to be finding solutions to their problems. This is how the new moon is going to manifest for you, Capricorn. You will be the one finding solutions to the problems of others. And now we move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is in your 10th house. This is the part of your chart to do with your career, your passion, anything that really rocks your soul. This is just so super cool, Aquarius. But I just feel, Aquarius, that, I don't know, you've been quite down, quite struggling a bit with, you're on the borders of having Pluto move into your sign. And I just think the immensity of that is already it's rocking your core, it's shaking your soul, and it's kind of, and this new moon is making your stability and your roots feel a little bit unstable, so that it's like, Aquarius, you're really trying to see the positivity about the future. It's almost like ting, 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 think positive, think positive, think positive. And it ain't working, because of course it doesn't actually work that way. because with that, we're just pushing that negative down. And so it's all rumbling away underneath. And we have to actually get that negative out so that then we can invite the positive in. So listen, Aquarius, take a step back. Do a little bit of personal reflection. And take it step by step. Take it slowly with your, you know, if you are working, if you have a career, take it slowly with your career. Really make every step count. And just be mindful of others and not too caught in your own stuff. Don't allow the projections of others to stick on you. Okay? Now, of course, we move on to last but not least, Pisces, my oceans of emotions. Pisces. Pisces, how are you? Whoa, well, this is your 9th house. Your 9th house of higher education, long distance travel. Oh, I think some of you are yearning and just burning to leave where you are now and be somewhere else. And if you could instantaneously wave a magic wand and be somewhere else, you would be. But Pisces, and I know this is something that's quite hard for Pisces because you're mutable. So you're a little bit all over the place. And even though Saturn is now direct in your sign, it's stationary. It's just not moving. And this fixed energy of Saturn is not yet helping you to contain the overflow of emotion. There is, I think, Pisces, it feels as if everything in your world is getting out of your control. You just don't know how you can kind of contain it all and hold it all together. And you've got all these great ideas. You've got all these things you want to learn about, these, lectures you want to attend, these journeys you want to plan. And Pisces, it's just all too overwhelming. And what's happening in your 3rd house, which of course is Taurus, where Uranus is sitting, it's like in your locality, there is stuff going on with people around you that's really upsetting everything. And you're just going, whoa, whoa, this is all drowning me. That's it, actually, Pisces. I think you're feeling a little bit as if you're drowning at the moment in your oceans of emotions. You need to just be still. Tread water a bit or float. You know how when one's in the sea, if we stop struggling and we just float, that's when we connect with that kind of numinosity of the universe. That's when we really, really kind of feel that oneness with that kind of consciousness. So on that note, I'm going to bring this new moon in Scorpio on the 13th of November 2023 reading to a close, and just remind you that if you would like to download and buy my beginner's guide to learning how to read your astrology chart with the little videos included, go to my website, pennydix.com. I'm still, interestingly, have 1 or 2 spaces left in December. And if I've not yet replied to any of the emails that you've all sent me, I think I'm nearly up to date actually, then please be patient. This new moon is going to have us all over the show, all of us. We're all going to be a little bit kind of discombobulated. So, and remember to check out the moon calendar for 2024, because that's a really nice piece of artwork by Andrea Britton. And it's not expensive. And once you've downloaded it, you can do whatever you like with it. You can laminate it, frame it, and it's a nice piece to have. And also, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because I would love by Christmas to get myself up to 26,000. We've been on this plateau of 25,000, like 0.1 or 2, for quite a while now. And I don't know whether it's to do with the YouTube algorithms or the views or me not putting out quite so many videos, but please share the videos. Please tell your friends about it. Get them all to watch the lives. Let's get this channel moving in an upward positive direction again. That's my new moon intention. And I tell you, with this Uranus energy, I'm not particularly expecting much of a shift. So maybe I'll be shocked and surprised in a positive way. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me. You really are an awesome lot. I love you all so much. I'm getting to know so many of you personally through the lives and the comments that it's just a lovely community. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.